Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Medhasvi Commerce Classes. Today we are going to discuss about the different techniques of scientific management. So in the previous video we have discussed what are the principles of scientific management, which is given by F.W. Taylor. I have already told you what do you mean by scientific management and what are the principles which is given by F.W. Taylor, which we have discussed in the previous video, which is an important question for 4 marks. Next we have, in the last video only I have told you the techniques which is given by this F.W. Taylor. We are going to discuss it in the next video. So in this video we are going to concentrate upon this techniques which are given by the F.W. Taylor, that is techniques which are related to the functional scientific management, which is called as functional foremanship, and also what are the different studies which are conducted by the F.W. Taylor. These two things which we are going to discuss in today's video. Before starting up our video, please do subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon and share this video with your friends also, so that they can also prepare well for their examination. If you have any doubt in any of the concepts, you just ping me, you just put a comment. So I'm going to do that video in my next time I'm going to do that particular video. Okay, so now as I already told you, one thing is whatever the notes which is required for this particular concept, that notes will be available in my description box. You can go to that and you can download the notes. So that much if you write it in your exam, that will be more than enough. Okay, now without much delay we'll move on to our today's concept, that is called as techniques of scientific management. So what exactly mean by this? What are these techniques? See, F.W. Taylor has given this functional foremanship. Ma'am, what is this functional foremanship, ma'am? See, the foremans which we have discussed in your first chapter. Foremans is nothing but the lower level managers. The hierarchy of the management will go like this: lower level management, middle level management and high level management. The lower level managers are called as a foremans. They are called as a superiors. They are called as a supervisors. So what these people will do? These people will be having a daily face-to-face contact with the workers. They are the main person for increasing the productivity or for decreasing the productivity or for minimizing the cost or for maximizing the cost. Everything will lies with the particular person called as this foreman. This foreman plays a very, very important role. He is the one person who will be in a direct contact with the workers to get the work done from the workers. So what this Taylor did, so to increase the efficiency or to increase the productivity, first you have to increase the efficiency of this foreman. First you have to identify these foremans and you have to develop these foremans. With that development, with that increases efficiency, it will be directly impact with the workers also. So for that purpose he has concentrated mainly on this foremans, that is nothing but the supervisors. So he has listed out few qualities that should be there in a good supervisor. The qualities may be like, he should be intelligent enough, he should be well educated, and he should be he should be having a good health, should be honesty, you should be energetic, and you should be he should be having a good judgment capacity. Like this, so many qualities he has listed out, and all these qualities will not be found in a single person, right? A single person cannot possess all these qualities. So what he did, this Taylor has brought 8 specialists with a different qualities. 8 specialists he has brought, and this specialization, 8 specialists to perform this job of foreman. So this entire concept we are going to call it as functional foremanship. See, Taylor suggested that the performance of the supervisor should be improved in the factory. So for this he has listed so many qualities, and these qualities will not be found in a single person. So he has come up with 8 specialists to perform this entire particular job. This entire concept we are going to call it as functional foremanship. And this functional foremanship is actually, it is an extension of your principle of division of work and specialization. Ma'am, what does this division of work tells you? See, all the work cannot be done by a single person, right? Do you agree with that? Yes, every work cannot be done by a single person. So what we are supposed to do, we have to divide that work into a different smaller parts. and who is specialized in performing that work, we have to assign that work to that specialist. When a specialist is going to perform that work, what happens? He is going to do it without any faults. So obviously the performance will increases, the efficiency of the work will increases. Yes or no? Same thing Taylor also followed here. So everything cannot be performed by a foreman. So I have come up with a 8 specialist. So each specialist is going to do his particular work, which will directly improve the efficiency of the performance. Performance will be increased. Then overall performance of the organization will also increase. That is the major concept of this functional foremanship. Let us see what happened here. See, I told you he has come up with the 8 specialists, and also he has divided this entire process into 2 parts. One is production and another one is planning function and production function. Under planning function, he has kept 4 specialists. Under production function or execution function, he has kept 4 specialists. So first we will see with the planning function. Under planning in charge, we have 4 people. One is instruction card clerk. What he will do? He will just give the instructions to the workers, how he has to perform the work. That instructions will be given by this instruction card clerk. Okay. Route clerk. What this route clerk will do? He will give the route of production. Route of production. First, which product should be produced, how semi-finished, then how it come to finished, what are the process you have to do for the production. So this information will be given by this route clerk. He will give you the route of production. Time and cost clerk. He will prepare the time and cost sheet. How much time is required for performing this particular task, as well as what is the cost required for performing this particular work. He will prepare the time and a cost sheet. Okay. And the last one is disciplinarian. Disciplinarian, he will make sure that all the workers are going to follow the discipline. Discipline is nothing but whether they are following the rules and regulations in the rules and regulations of the company or not. See, if you follow that, then half of the work will be completed. So whatever the rules, regulations which are there, you have to follow this. This fellow is going to take care about whether all the workers are ensuring the discipline or not. See, under planning, as I told you, 4 people. Instruction card clerk, he will give the instructions. Route clerk, he will tells you about the route of production. Time and cost clerk, he will prepare the time and cost sheet. Disciplinaire, he will make sure that everyone are following the rules and regulations. These 4 people are there under your planning in charge. Next, you have production in charge. Under production in charge, we have 4. Okay, one is speed boss. What the speed boss will do? He will ensure that there is a timely and accurate completion of work. Whatever the timesheet which is prepared by the time and cost person, whether you are completing that within a time and how accurately you are completing the job, that will be taken care by the speed boss. Speed boss will be there. He will be responsible for taking care about how accurate and timely you are completing your job. Okay. Gang boss, what this fellow will do? This fellow, whatever the machines you require for the production, whatever the tools you require for the production, all the machines, tools, everything he will keep ready for the production. This gang boss will keep ready all the machines and tools, materials whichever require for the production. Repair boss, he will take care about all the repairs in your factory, like it may be your machines or it may be your tools, whether all those are in a working conditions or not, that will be taken care by this repair boss. He will going to take care about the working capacity or working conditions of your machines, tools, everything. And then inspector, he will take care about the quality of the work. Yes, everyone will do a work, but you have to perform the work in a more qualitative manner, right? So this fellow inspector, the main work of this inspector is to take care about the quality of your work. These 4 people will come under your production in charge. Under production, we have speed boss to see that whether timely you are completing the job or not. Gang boss to keep ready all the machines which are required for you. Repair boss to keep in working conditions of all the machines and the tools, and inspector to check the quality of the work. Okay, these 4 will come under your production in charge. See, this functional foremanship entire they may ask you for 4 marks. If they ask you, you have to write what do you mean by functional foremanship, and these 2 divisions you have to write. That one we have shown it in your picture which you can see it over here. See, on the top there will be a factory manager. This fellow is called as a foreman, and below him there will be a two people. Planning in charge will be there and production in charge will be there. Below planning in charge you will be having 4 specialists. Below production in charge you will be having another 4 specialists. Total 8 specialists. See, you can see the arrow mark over there. All these 8 specialists will give the instructions to the workman. They will give the instructions to the worker. The worker should get the instructions, should get the orders from all these 8 people, and he is going to perform the work effectively and efficiently in the organization. That is the main concept of this functional foremanship. Okay, I hope you people understood. Functional foremanship is nothing but entire work cannot be performed by a single person. So 8 specialists came, that is divided into 2 parts, production and planning. Under planning you have 4, under production you have 4. Each specialist will perform as their own work. So from these 8 specialists, the worker is going to take the instructions and complete the work. That is the total concept of your functional foremanship. Hope you understood. Coming to the next one, aspects of work study. See, while doing a work, this F.W. Taylor has came a few aspects. He has concentrated on few things which you have to improve it. If you are going to concentrate on these things, what happens? Automatically the efficiency of the work is going to increase. So what are those aspects of work study? This is again an important question. They will ask you for 4 marks. See, previous whatever we have discussed, the thing, the functional foremanship, in this majorly you are going to get 1 mark and 2 mark questions. They may ask you name anyone in charge under planning or anyone in charge under production, or they may give you what work they are going to do it, identify the work, or how many specialists are there. See, all these type of questions they will ask you for 1 or 2 mark in functional foremanship. But this question, aspects of work study, they will ask you for 4 marks. So what are the different aspects of work study which are given by the F.W. Taylor? So we have 4 work studies. One is method study, motion study, time study, and fatigue study. What is this method study? Method. See, method is nothing but, according to this study, what this Taylor has identified that for doing any activity in your organization, for doing any work, there will be one best method to perform that particular work. So you have to identify that best method, and if you perform the work with that best method, you can easily increases the efficiency in your organization. Your method study should be applied from the starting stage. Which is your starting stage? Procurement of your raw materials. Procurement is nothing but purchasing your raw materials. From purchasing your raw materials only you should apply this method study. You have to identify the best method of purchasing your raw materials, and till to the last stage, delivering the final product to the customer. See, with all these stages, there will be a different activities to be performed, and for performing all these activities, there will be one best method to do it. What is your work? You should identify what is that best method to perform that work, and if you perform the work according to that best method, you can easily increases the efficiency in your organization. What is the major objective of this method study? The major objective of this method study is that to increase the efficiency, to increase the productivity, and to minimize the cost, as well as to increase the efficiency as well as satisfaction to the customers. The major objective first is you should minimize the cost. Yes, if you apply the method study, a best method, then obviously you are going to minimize the cost, and you will give a quality product to the customers, and customer satisfaction will also increase, and efficiency will also increase. That is what you mean by your method. Method is nothing but, one thing should come to your mind, that is, there will be one best method to do any of the activity. You should identify that and you should apply that method. That's it. Okay, hope you understood. Coming to the next point, motion study. Motion is nothing but the movement. Motion study is conducted to see the movements like sitting, standing, putting the objects, like all this, changing the positions and all. So what this F.W. Taylor has suggested, that there will be so many movements in performing any of the activity. So you have to identify these movements which are productive, which are incidental, and which are unproductive. Productive in the sense which is compulsorily required for completing that particular task. Incidental is nothing but these movements are required for completing one task and this is not required in completing another task. That is incidental, that's okay. Unproductive work, unproductive movements, if there are any unproductive movements, you are going to eliminate that. You are going to eliminate the unnecessary movements. You just drop that movements, so that if you concentrate only on the productive movements, obviously what happens, your work is going to be completed within a short period of time, and your cost of production will also decreases. Simply you are taking one product from here to there from there to there unnecessarily. If any unnecessary or unproductive movements are there, then you just eliminate those unnecessary movements, so that it will increases the efficiency of your organization. That is nothing but your motion study. First, we identify the movements which are required, then you concentrate only on the productive movements. Any unproductive movements are there, eliminate it, so that if you eliminate all the unproductive movements, the work is going to be happen within a short period of time and within a minimum cost also. That is what you mean by your motion study. Time study is conducted to check what is the standard time required for completing a particular task. See, if we are going to assign you one work, if you take to complete that work 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, it is highly impossible, right? There will be a standard time fixed for completing any particular task. So what this fellow is telling, so for completing every task, there will be a standard time which will be fixed. So that standard time will be identified through so many stopwatches. They have kept so many stopwatches and identified what is the standard time which is required for completing that particular task. If you do this study, depends upon this, you can fix the wages to your workers also. So for example, let me give an example. If you want to produce one cardboard box, to produce that cardboard box, you require maybe around 20 minutes to produce that cardboard box. So in 1 hour, how many cardboard boxes you can produce? 6 cardboard boxes you can produce. So in a day, how many hours the worker will work? He will work for 8 hours. So in that 1 hour, we'll remove it for lunch break, rest and all those things. So 7 hours he is going to work. So 7 hours per hour, if he can produce 3 boxes, in 7 hours, how much he can produce? 7 threes are 21, right? 21 boxes he can produce. So this is the standard production. So you can keep this as a standard. If anyone increases this standard, then you can increase their wages also. If anyone is not meeting the standards, if he is producing 18, 17 cardboard boxes in a day, then you can decrease his wages also. So for completing any task, you have to keep one standard time. So it will helps us to, the main objective of this time study is we'll come to know, to complete this particular task, how much time is required and how much employees are required, how much workers are required to perform that particular task. To identify this time study helps us a lot. Okay, coming to the next one, fatigue study. Everyone, we all are human beings. When we are going to work continuously, we feel very much stressed, right? When we work from morning 6 till night 10 or without any break, we feel so much stressed, because you are human beings. You require some gap, you require some rest, you require some intervals. So what this Taylor is telling, your fatigue study tells you how much rest intervals or frequency or time intervals required by an human being, required by a worker for performing one particular task. So if it is a manual labor which involves so much of involvement manually, then they should get so much of pauses between their work. After completing of 2 hours of work, they should be given with 15 minutes of break, so that they are going to regain their energy, regain their stamina and concentration, and they will work more enthusiasm, right? So they have to given with irregular lunch breaks, short breaks, which will help them to increase their productivity, increase their concentration also. That is nothing but your fatigue study. You can't make the worker to work for entire 8 hours continuously without any break, because you have to give some intervals so that they will regain their energy and they are going to concentrate more on working for the organization. These are the 4 work studies which is developed or which is given by the Taylor, which will improve the performance of the workers in the organization. So any foreman, any supervisor have to concentrate upon all these things for increasing the productivity in the organization. This question they will ask you for 4 marks, and functional foremanship they will ask you for 2 marks, 1 mark and all. Okay, as I already told you, Notes will be there in your description box. A replica of the notes I put it in your slide. You can just go through with that. See what are the 4 aspects of work study developed by Taylor. Explain 4 marks. See, I am not given the functional foremanship. Functional foremanship, if they ask you, whatever I have given it in the slide, that is more than enough for you people to write it. But work study, work study, whatever they have asked, this is the thing which you have to keep it here, put it on your paper. So whatever I have given it here, that will be more than enough for you to write it for 4 marks. This is again a 4 mark question only. So in the next class, next video, we are going to discuss about the, Henry Foyle. Scientific management we have learnt. Now we are going to learn about the general management, which is given by the Henry Foyle. He has given few 14 principles. So that principles we are going to discuss in the next class. Next class is the last class of your second chapter, principles of management. That question also they'll ask you for 4 marks. After that, next video we are going to wind up with the second chapter. Then we'll move on to the third chapter. Okay. Until that, stay tuned to my channel. Bye bye.